Imagine walking into your office on a Monday morning, right? And the entire room feels like it is, well, just completely covered in loaded mousetraps.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is an intense visual. Just one wrong step.
Exactly. One misplaced word, and boom, the gossip just explodes. And if you are a Sagittarius, that is exactly the kind of energy the astrological charts say you are waking up to as we kick off this week.
It really is. The astro data is showing some major hurdles right out of the gate.
So, with that warning, welcome back to Horoscope TV. I am so incredibly glad you decided to join us today.
Absolutely. You are definitely going to want to hear this.
Yeah, if you are tuning in, you are exactly where you need to be because this entire podcast episode is dedicated 100% to you, Sagittarius.
All Sagittarius all the time today.
We are analyzing the predictions and forecasts for the week of May 25 to May 31st, 2026. And I mean, let me tell you right now, you absolutely need to stick around for this one.
You really do. The payoff at the end of this week is just massive.
Right. We are looking at a week that contains this undeniable build-up to a life-changing event. We are talking about a powerful full moon in your very own sign right at the end of the week.
Yes, the full moon. It is huge.
It is the moment that will finally, allow you to step out of the shadows and just into your true, authentic self. But to get to that glorious finish line, we have to navigate the tricky days leading up to it.
Yeah, you cannot just skip to the weekend, unfortunately.
I wish we could. So let us look at the overall energy of the week. When we open up the astrological charts, what is the big picture here before we reach that magical weekend?
Well, looking at the charts, the big picture is that this week is, frankly, a steep climb.
Okay, a steep climb, like emotionally.
Emotionally, physically, all of it.
Yeah.
Before you get to that celebratory weekend with the full moon in your sign, you have to do some pretty heavy lifting.
So we have to put the work in first.
Exactly. The charts show that you must first survive a few really intense challenges.
Yeah.
We're looking at hurdles in your love life, your work environment, and your money situation, too.
Oh boy, love, work, and a money. The big three.
The big three, yeah. It is almost like the universe is testing your readiness. Like, are you really ready to step into that true, authentic version of yourself?
Right, like a final exam before graduation.
Yes, perfectly said. If you are ready, you have to prove it by handling these weekday challenges first.
Okay, that sounds like a serious test. It sounds like we basically have to walk through the fire before we get to the fireworks.
That is a great way to put it.
So let us start at the very beginning of the week. Because before we can even focus on our own personal growth at the end of the week, the charts are showing that our focus has to start outward, right?
Yeah, it starts with the people around you.
Right. We are looking directly at the closest people in our lives right around May 25 and May 26. What exactly is shifting on Monday?
So the biggest shift we see on Monday, May 25, is that the sun is moving through your partnership sector.
Okay, partnership sector.
Yeah, and that alone puts a giant spotlight on your closest bonds. This means your romantic partner, your absolute best friend, or, maybe even a very close business partner.
Anyone you are tied to in a major way.
Exactly. But what really makes Monday stand out is that the sun forms an angle called a square with something we call the true node.
Wait, let me pause you right there, because for those of us who just, like to know what our week looks like and do not have a degree in reading these charts, what exactly is a square?
Right, of course.
And what on earth is a true node? I know we promised to keep things simple, so break down the mechanics for us here.
Absolutely. Let us break it down. Think of a square in astrology, exactly like a 90-degree intersection on a road.
Okay, intersection.
Yeah, you have two cars arriving at that corner at the exact same time, and neither one has a stop sign.
Oh, yikes. So they are going to crash.
Right. It is an angle of total friction. It forces action because it is incredibly uncomfortable, and, well, someone has to swerve or hit the brakes.
So you cannot just ignore it.
No, you cannot ignore a square at all. It demands your attention right now.
That paints a very clear picture. A traffic jam in the sky. And the true node, what is that?
The true node is really fascinating. It is not actually a planet or a rock floating in space or anything like that.
Wait, really? It is not a planet?
Nope. It is a mathematical point. It is the exact spot where the orbit of the moon crosses the path of the sun.
Oh, okay. Just an intersection point in space.
Exactly. And thousands of years ago, ancient sky watchers noticed that eclipses only happened at these crossing points.
Oh, wow. That makes sense.
Yeah, and because eclipses were so dramatic and life-changing back then, they believed these points held the key to our destiny. They even called this point the head of the dragon.
The head of the dragon. That sounds intense.
It is. It represents your ultimate life path. like the direction you are hungry to move toward in the future.
Okay, so let me put this together. You have the sun, which is like our core identity, right?
Yes.
Crashing into this destiny compass at a 90-degree angle in the area of our relationships.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that creates a destined turning point in a close bond. It means something has to happen to push you forward on your life path.
Is this like, when a TV show drops a major plot twist about your best friend or your partner right in the first 5 minutes of the episode?
Yes, that is exactly it.
Like you just sat down on the couch with your popcorn and boom, the entire dynamic changes. But honestly, the word destined sounds a little scary to me.
I know, it can sound intimidating.
It sounds like something is totally out of our control. Does a destined turning point mean a sudden dramatic breakup is coming, or is it just a shift in the rules?
That TV show plot twist is a brilliant way to look at it, honestly. It is exactly like that early curveball that sets the tone for the whole story. But to answer your question, no, destined does not automatically mean a breakup.
Okay, good. So we do not need to panic.
You do not need to panic at all. It just means a necessary shift has arrived. It could be that you and your partner finally decide to move in together.
Oh, which totally changes everything about your daily routine.
Right. Or it could be a realization that a long-time friendship is completely out of balance and you just need to set a new, firm boundary.
So it is about growth.
Yes. Whatever happens on Monday, it is happening because the current of your life is pulling you in that direction for your own growth. You simply cannot stay stuck in the old way of relating to this specific person anymore.
That makes a lot of sense. It is like the universe is forcing your hand a little bit because maybe you have been avoiding the issue.
Exactly. It forces you to deal with it.
So that is Monday. We have this big destiny-driven plot twist. Then we roll into Tuesday, May 26th, and the energy shifts again.
It does, yes.
I am looking at the astro data here, and there is a lot of talk about power moves. What is happening on Tuesday?
On Tuesday, May 26th, the sun moves away from that stressful intersection and forms a much friendlier angle with Pluto.
Okay, friendlier is good.
Yes, this angle is called a trine. Now, a trine is the exact opposite of a square. Instead of friction and car crashes, a trine is a smooth, easy, 120-degree flow of energy.
So it is like driving down a highway with absolutely no traffic.
And having the wind at your back.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Pluto is the planet of deep transformation and immense power.
Wow, okay.
But here is the key detail in the charts. Pluto is retrograde right now.
Okay, wait, let me stop you. Earlier you said Pluto is about immense power, but now you were saying it is retrograde.
I know, people always worry about that word.
Usually when we hear the word retrograde, like with Mercury, everyone panics because communication breaks down and things go backward.
Yeah.
So why does not a retrograde Pluto mean we completely lose all of our power?
I am so glad you brought that up. The panic around the word retrograde is so common,
Wow.
but it is actually misunderstood.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let us look at what a retrograde really is astronomically. The planet is not actually moving backward in space. That would break the laws of physics.
Right, planets do not just put it in reverse.
Exactly. It is an optical illusion from our point of view here on Earth.
Yeah.
It is like when you are on a fast-moving train passing a slower-moving train.
Oh, right. For a second, the slower train looks like it is going in reverse.
Yes. Because it is an illusion of backward motion, the energy of the planet does not break down at all. It just turns inward.
Ah, so it is an internal process rather than an external one.
Exactly. Instead of the planet's energy blasting out into the world for everyone to see, it is working quietly inside of you.
That makes sense.
Now, remember who Pluto is. In ancient mythology, Pluto was the god of the underworld. He ruled over everything hidden beneath the surface of the Earth.
So like graves and stuff.
Graves, yes. But more importantly, it means buried treasure. Diamonds, gold, the seeds that grow into crops.
Oh, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, Pluto is about the wealth and power hidden deep down in the dark. So a retrograde Pluto is an internal quiet power. It is the ability to dig up your own inner gold and change things from the inside out.
Oh, that completely flips the script on how I view retrograde. It is not about loudly demanding change.
Not at all.
It is not like storming into a room and slamming your fist on the table and yelling at your partner.
Definitely not. It is a quiet, unshakable confidence. Because the sun is flowing so smoothly with this internal Pluto power on Tuesday, you are granted incredible ability to transform how you connect with others.
Just naturally.
Yes.
Yeah.
You do not have to force anyone to do anything. Your own internal shift, your own quiet strength will naturally change the dynamic of your closest relationships.
Wow.
You might find that simply by standing firm in your own truth and knowing your worth, the people around you naturally adjust their behavior to match your new level of self-respect.
That is just, wow. So Monday brings the sudden plot twist in the relationship, the friction that forces you to wake up.
Exactly.
And by Tuesday, you are given this quiet, undeniable inner strength to handle it and transform the connection without even having to shout. That is a deeply powerful way to start the week.
It really is a beautiful progression.
But of course, life does not happen in a vacuum. This internal power shift does not just stay trapped in your living room, right?
No, it goes everywhere with you.
It walks right into the office with you on Monday morning. And the changes happening in personal relationships will naturally spill over into how you handle communication and power at work.
It absolutely spills over.
I am seeing something in the charts about workplace drama, specifically on Monday, May 25. The astro data says Mercury opposes Lilith. Walk us through this. What does that mean for Sagittarius at work?
Well, you cannot go through a major destined shift in a relationship on Monday morning and then just casually clock into work like nothing happened.
Right, your brain is totally somewhere else.
Your energy is completely different, and the astrological charts show that your workplace is going to be incredibly tricky. Let us analyze this Mercury and Lilith situation.
Let's do it.
Mercury is the planet of communication. It rules talking, emailing, texting, presenting ideas in a meeting, all of that.
The messenger planet.
Yes. Lilith is a little more complicated.
Right, because Lilith is not a physical planet, correct?
Correct. Just like the true node we talked about, Lilith is a mathematical point in space. Specifically, it is the point in the moon's orbit where it is the absolute furthest away from the Earth.
Way out there.
It is out there, the deep, dark, empty space. In mythology, Lilith was the first rebel. She was one who refused to be controlled, refused to follow the rules, and chose to walk out into the wilderness alone rather than submit.
Wow, okay, so she is fierce.
Very fierce.
Yeah.
So in astrology, Lilith represents hidden things, rebellious energy, our unspoken desires, and the shadow side of situations.
Okay, so we have the messenger, Mercury, dealing with the ultimate rebel, Lilith, and you said they are opposing each other.
Yes, an opposition in the charts literally means they are 180 degrees apart, staring each other down across the sky.
Like a Western standoff.
Exactly like a standoff. They are locked in it. They cannot blend their energies at all. So at work, you have Mercury, which represents the polite emails you are trying to send and the normal conversations you are trying to have, completely walled off from Lilith, the shadow self.
So they're not talking to each other.
Right, and because they cannot communicate properly, that shadow rebellious energy leaks out sideways.
Oh no, leaks out how?
This translates directly to hidden gossip, rumors, or really tricky passive-aggressive communication.
The worst kind of office politics.
Exactly. People might be smiling and saying one thing to your face, but saying something completely different in the break room. There is a lot of messy drama swirling around the office on Monday.
So back to my earlier thought. If Monday is basically a room full of mousetraps with all this hidden gossip, how do we avoid setting them off?
It takes discipline.
Because Sagittarius is a sign that naturally loves truth and honesty. They are the archer, right? They want to shoot the arrow straight.
Yes, they value blunt honesty.
So the instinct for a Sagittarius might be to jump right into the middle of the room, clear the air, or loudly call out the gossip to fix it.
And that is exactly the instinct you have to fight with everything you have.
Really, just ignore it.
The clear advice from the astro charts for Sagittarius is to stay completely out of the drama. Do not try to be the hero who solves the rumor mill.
Do not engage at all.
Do not participate in the whisper networks. If someone comes to your desk to complain about the boss or a coworker, politely change the subject or say you have a tight deadline to meet.
The old "I'm too busy" excuse.
It works. You have to tiptoe through those mousetraps by simply refusing to engage with the shadow energy of Lilith.
Just put the giant noise-canceling headphones on, stare at the computer screen, and mind your own business. I love it.
It is the only way to survive Monday.
But it cannot be all hiding at work, right? Because you mentioned Tuesday has that beautiful Sun-trine-Pluto energy. We just talked about how it helps relationships, but how does that quiet internal power help us step into our authority at our job?
Oh, that Tuesday energy is a complete game changer for your career.
Really? How so?
Well, remember that Sun-trine retrograde Pluto gives you a deep, quiet confidence. While your personal relationships are transforming, this exact same energy gives you incredible power to impress important bosses and push your career forward.
Nice.
Think about it strategically. Because you stayed out of the petty gossip on Monday, because you kept your head down while everyone else was acting chaotic, by Tuesday, the higher-ups are going to notice your focus and your poise.
Oh, I see. It is the contrast that makes you stand out.
Exactly. On Monday, everyone else is caught up in silly arguments and you are just doing the
What?
work.
You look like the only adult in the room.
Precisely. On Tuesday, when it is time to shine, you have this magnetic, powerful aura about you. You have the ability to present your ideas with such conviction and quiet authority that people naturally want to listen to you and agree with you.
That is incredible.
You do not have to brag or beg for attention. Your work and your grounded energy speak for themselves.
That is amazing. And then as we move through the work week, we get to Friday, May 29.
Yes, Friday brings a very interesting shift.
The charts mention something called a benefic enclosure. Now, I have to admit, that sounds like a complicated legal term or like maybe something from a science fiction movie.
It really does.
What exactly is a benefic enclosure and how does it help us at work?
It does sound like a strange technical term. In astrology, the word benefic simply refers to the planets that naturally bring good things.
Like the lucky planets.
Yes, we are talking primarily about Venus, which brings harmony and attraction, and Jupiter, which brings luck, growth, and expansion.
Okay, Venus and Jupiter, got it.
And an enclosure is exactly what it sounds like. It happens when a key point in your chart is literally surrounded or enclosed by these helpful, protective planets.
So they trap it.
Sort of. In traditional astrology, this was sometimes called besiegement. Usually being besieged is a bad thing, like an army surrounding a castle.
Mm-hmm.
But when you are besieged by the good guys, it creates a powerful safe zone.
I am trying to visualize this in the sky. Is a benefic enclosure basically like wrapping your work projects in cosmic bubble wrap so nobody can mess them up?
That is a wonderful analogy. But let us expand on it spatially so you can really see how it works.
Okay, lay it on me.
Imagine Venus is sitting at 10 degrees on a line, and Jupiter sitting at 20 degrees on that same line.
Okay, 10 and 20.
If your important work project or your reputation is sitting right at 15 degrees, right in the middle between them, you are totally protected.
Because they are on both sides.
Yes. If any negative planetary aspect tries to come in and hit your project, it has to physically go through Venus or Jupiter first. Those lucky planets literally absorb the shock.
So they are like the ultimate cosmic bodyguards.
They really are. By Friday, all the hard work you did this week, all the gossip you dodged on Monday, and all the power moves you made on Tuesday are sealed in and protected by these bodyguards.
That is fantastic.
This energy secures your hard work before the weekends. So even if the workplace is still a little chaotic for other people around you, your specific projects, your reputation, and your progress are completely safe and secure.
That is such a massive relief. Knowing that Friday brings this protective shield makes the Monday mousetraps feel a lot less scary.
Absolutely. You
Yeah.
just have to play the game smartly at the beginning of the week.
Right. But as we know all too well, when we are dealing with high stress at work and we are stepping into a new level of power, there is always a temptation to blow off some steam.
Oh, yes. That is human nature.
And usually blowing off steam costs money. That Tuesday confidence high at work is intoxicating. But there is a dangerous side effect to feeling powerful. It makes us impulsive.
Very impulsive.
And historically, impulsive energy directly targets the wallet. Let us look closely at the financial picture between May 26 and May 29, because the charts show the stress of the workplace might push the listener to make bad choices.
Yes, and this is a crucial part of the week to analyze, because with career power comes financial temptation.
They go hand in hand.
The stress of the workplace, combined with the emotional shifts in your relationships, creates a perfect storm for your bank account. We have to look very closely at Tuesday, May 26 again.
Right. We already talked about Tuesday being a day of internal power with the Sun and Pluto, but there is another astrological event happening on that exact same day involving Mars and Pluto.
Yes, there is.
And looking at the charts, it sounds like a massive danger zone. What is going on here?
It is absolutely a danger zone. On May 26, Mars forms an intense square with Pluto.
Another square, so another crash.
Exactly. Now, remember what we said about squares earlier? They are crashes at an intersection.
Right.
They cause massive friction. Let us look at the players involved here.
Okay, Mars and Pluto.
Mars is the planet of action, impulse, aggression, and the warrior spirit. It is the gas pedal.
Okay, gas pedal.
Pluto, as we discussed, is intensity, the underworld, and extremes. It is like nuclear fuel.
Oh, man.
When you put the gas pedal and nuclear fuel at a 90-degree corner and force them to crash, it causes an enormous amount of high internal stress.
So it is an absolute pressure cooker.
A pressure cooker is the
Okay.
perfect way to describe it. It generates a literal physiological response.
Yeah, in your actual body.
Yes. Mars rules adrenaline. Pluto rules feelings of survival or life and death. When this transit hits, your brain can actually misinterpret everyday stress as a literal tiger attack.
A tiger attack.
And when people feel that kind of intense pressure, they look for an immediate escape hatch.
Right. And in our modern world, the escape hatch usually involves swiping a credit card.
Exactly. The immediate temptation will be to make a highly risky financial move or throw a large sum of money at a problem just to make it go away quickly.
So it is panic spending.
You might feel so overwhelmed that you just want to buy a solution, even if it is incredibly expensive and not well thought out.
Okay, let me make sure I understand how this plays out in real life.
Yeah.
So, say my car makes a weird clanking noise on Tuesday morning on my way to work.
Okay.
Normally, I might just turn the radio up and ignore it or, plan to call a mechanic on the weekend.
Which is the logical thing to do.
Right. But because I am already dealing with relationship shifts from Monday and I am dodging gossip at the office, this Mars and Pluto square hits my brain. And my first thought will be to just drive straight to a dealership and buy a whole new car to escape the stress of dealing with a mechanic.
Yes, that is exactly the kind of impulsive, extreme thinking this specific astrological clash generates.
That is why
Your brain will think, I cannot handle one single more thing going wrong this week. I will just empty my entire savings account to make this car problem disappear instantly so I can feel safe again.
just throw money at it so I do not have to feel this stress.
The clear advice here from the astrodata is to recognize that feeling for what it is. It is just planetary friction. You must resist that urge to buy a way out.
Pump the brakes.
Hold on to your cash.
Hmm.
Do not make big financial decisions when you're in a pressure cooker. Take a deep breath, realize it is not a tiger attack, call the mechanic, and just deal with the small annoyance rather than creating a massive financial burden for yourself for the next 5 years.
That is such a good practical warning. Do not buy the new car on Tuesday.
Please do not.
But the universe does not just give us a warning, right? It actually gives us a reality check later in the week to make sure we learn the lesson.
Yes, it certainly does.
By Friday, May 29, the charts show a major shift in how we feel about our money. What happens on Friday?
On Friday, May 29, Venus forms a hard square with Saturn.
Another square. This week is full of them.
It is a bumpy ride. Let us analyze these two planets. Venus rules over our money, our values, our attraction, and our desire for pleasure and fun.
So Venus is the fun planet.
Yes, Venus wants to go to the party and buy the expensive velvet jacket. Saturn, on the other hand, is the planet with the rings.
Right, the rings.
And in astronomy and astrology, rings represent boundaries, limits, and restrictions. Saturn takes almost 30 years to orbit the sun. It is slow, is cold, and it represents the strict teacher, time, and discipline.
Okay, so total opposite of Venus.
Exactly. When fast, fun-loving Venus crashes into cold, strict Saturn at a 90-degree angle, it acts as a very strict reminder to follow a careful budget.
So Saturn is basically stepping in to ruin the party.
Saturn basically steps in front of Venus and says, no, you cannot afford that right now. You need to be responsible.
Oh, that sounds like a total buzzkill, especially right before the weekend.
It can definitely feel like a buzzkill. You might feel a real sense of limitation and weight on Friday.
Like you just cannot do anything fun.
You might feel like you simply do not have enough money to have fun right now. Your friends might invite you out for an expensive dinner to celebrate the end of the work week, and you are going to look at your bank app, think about Saturn's rules, and realize you have to say no and eat leftovers at home.
Ugh, the leftovers.
It brings up feelings of restriction and even a little bit of financial sadness.
So if you are a Sagittarius listening to this and you get to Friday and you feel completely broke and restricted and left out of the fun, I want to step in and offer some reassurance here.
Please do.
Looking closely at the charts, this heavy feeling from Saturn is not permanent. It is not a life sentence.
Not at all.
It is just a temporary transit. It is like a passing rain cloud. The feeling of being broke is just a strict reminder from the universe to stay disciplined. But it does not mean your overall financial future is doomed.
Exactly.
You just need to wait it out, eat the leftovers, and stick to the budget for a few more days. The rewards are coming, I promise.
That is completely correct. It is a temporary restriction meant to teach you discipline, not to punish you forever.
Saturn is just doing its job.
Right. Saturn wants you to build a solid foundation so you can have more fun later. But we do need to analyze how this Friday energy affects another major area of your life.
What else does it hit?
Well, Venus does not just rule your wallet and your bank account. Venus also rules matters of the heart.
Yes, the story of love this week. That strict, heavy energy from Saturn on Fridays not just hit our wallets, it crashes straight into our love lives, too.
It absolutely does.
Let us trace the romantic journey this week, because it sounds like quite a roller coaster.
It starts off really well on Monday, right?
Uh.
Going from a dream to reality between May 25 and May 29. It does start beautifully. On Monday, May 25, the sun connects with Neptune.
Neptune, the water planet.
Yes. Neptune is named after the god of the sea. It rules over fog, illusions, dreams, and boundless empathy. It dissolves boundaries.
So it is very soft energy.
Very soft. When it connects smoothly with the sun, it creates a very dreamy, poetic start to the week for your love life. You will feel deeply compassionate toward your partner.
Like everything is just perfect.
You might see them through rose-colored glasses, feeling incredibly connected on a soul level. It is a beautiful, soft, forgiving energy.
Monday feels like a romantic movie. You are holding hands, everything feels magical, the lighting is perfect, and you have this deep empathy for each other.
It is wonderful.
But then we fast forward to Friday, May 29. We just talked about Venus crashing into Saturn and how it ruins the fun budget. What does Venus crashing into Saturn do to that romantic movie vibe?
It pauses the movie, turns on all the harsh, bright fluorescent lights in the theater, and hands you a mop.
Oh, no. That sounds terrible.
Saturn demands reality. It wants structure. So by Friday, that heavy Venus and Saturn square makes you feel a bit lonely or weighed down by the actual rules and responsibilities of the relationship.
So the fogless.
Exactly. It is no longer just about soul connections floating in the ocean of Neptune. It is about who is doing the dishes, who is paying the electric bill, and what the actual long-term plan is.
So someone is pausing the romantic movie to ask, so where is this going? What are we doing here? What is the 5-year plan?
Yes. The heavy stuff.
That is major emotional whiplash. Going from pure foggy dreaminess on Monday to a heavy, grounded conversation about commitment on Friday.
It is a sharp turn.
How do we handle this heavy day without letting it ruin the overall mood of the week? Because you promised us that the weekend is supposed to be amazing.
You handle it by accepting that reality checks are absolutely necessary for real love to survive.
Okay, that is a good point. A house cannot stand on fog. It needs a foundation. Do not view the heavy conversation on Friday as a bad thing. If you and your partner need to discuss boundaries, commitment, or rules, just have the conversation honestly.
Do not run away from it.
Right. Remember that Saturn wants things to last. If you do the work on Friday and face the reality of the relationship without running away, it actually strengthens the bond.
So it is making it real.
Exactly. Do not let the temporary feeling of heaviness convince you that the love is gone or that the spark is dead. The love is just maturing. It is putting down roots so it can grow taller.
I love that perspective. The love is putting down roots. So let us review what the body has been through so far.
It has been through a lot.
We have dodged traps at work. We resisted the adrenaline-fueled urge to buy a new car to escape stress. We dealt with a strict budget from Saturn. And we had a serious, grounded talk about relationship rules.
I am exhausted just hearing it.
Right. Navigating all these twists and turns takes a massive physical toll on the body. And the charts show that the moon phases this week track directly with what our bodies need to survive this journey.
They track perfectly.
Let us look at Monday, May 25. Where is the moon and what does it want from us?
On May 25, the moon enters the sign of Libra.
Okay, Libra.
Now, the symbol for Libra is the scales. It is the only sign of the zodiac represented by an inanimate object, an instrument of measurement.
Oh, I never realized that.
Yeah. It is all about weighing things, finding peace, harmony, and most importantly, balance. So right at the start of the week, while you are dealing with that destined turning point in your relationship, the moon in Libra is quietly advising you to find peace and balance in your diet and exercise routines right away.
So start the week off healthy.
Yes. Do not skip meals because you are stressed about the gossip at work. Do not push yourself too hard at the gym to the point of exhaustion. Seek moderation in everything you do physically to create a stable, balanced foundation for the wild week ahead.
Balance is key. Keep the scales even. But then Tuesday hits. We have to bring back that Mars and Pluto square on May 26.
Right, the pressure cooker.
We talked about how it makes you want to stress, spend money because of the adrenaline. But how does that pressure cooker energy affect the physical body if we do not spend the money?
The Mars and Pluto square generates a tremendous amount of internal nervous energy. As we discussed, it is quite literally an adrenaline spike.
So you are buzzing.
Yes. Because of the intense internal stress, from the workplace and the relationship shifts, your body is in a literal state of fight or flight.
Even if you are just sitting at a desk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you just sit at your desk staring at a computer or sit on your couch while that aggressive energy is surging through your veins, it becomes toxic. You must find a physical way to burn off this bad energy.
Wait, so if we do not burn off that Mars and Pluto energy physically, does it basically turn into total physical burnout? Like your body just short circuits from holding too much electricity?
That is precisely what happens. The energy has to go somewhere. If you do not direct it out of your body, it turns inward.
That sounds dangerous.
It turns into physical burnout, severe muscle tension, tension headaches, or extreme fatigue where you cannot even get out of bed.
Wow. Just from blocked energy.
Yes, movement is the absolute only cure for this specific pressure on the astro charts. You need to give that aggressive Mars energy a job to do.
What kind of job?
Go for a long run, hit a punching bag, do an intense, sweaty workout. You have to physically exhaust the stress so it does not exhaust you from the inside out.
Okay, so Tuesday is the day to sweat it all out. Leave it all on the treadmill so you do not take it out on your wallet or your coworkers.
Exactly. Protect your wallet, hit the gym.
As we move through the rest of the week, we are balancing our budget, having those heavy talks, and slowly making our way to the weekend. And then on Saturday, May 30, the energy shifts in a very personal way. The moon finally enters Sagittarius.
Yes, finally. The moon moves through all 12 signs every month, spending about 2.5 days in each.
Right.
When the moon enters your own sign on May 30, it is like a homecoming. The moon rules our emotions and our bodily needs. So when it is in your sign, you become highly sensitive to your own physical needs.
So you finally tune into yourself.
Yes. After a week of focusing on partners, bosses, budgets, and relationship rules, the moon in Sagittarius turns the focus completely back to you.
That sounds like a relief.
You will know exactly what your body needs to recover, whether that is drinking a huge glass of water, taking a long nap in the sun, or going for a long walk in the fresh air. This transit is preparing your physical body for the big finish,
And here we are, the moment we have been building up to since the very beginning of this broadcast.
the main event.
Everything the listener have endured this week, every strict budget, every stressful run on the treadmill, every serious talk, has been a clearing of the path for this weekend. Sunday, May 34 is the day.
It is the day.
We have a powerful full moon directly in the sign of Sagittarius. Tell us everything. Let us analyze the mechanics of this.
This is the absolute peak moment you have been waiting for. Let us talk about what a full moon actually is in astronomy.
Okay.
It happens when the sun and the moon are exactly opposite each other in the sky, with the Earth right in the middle. The light of the sun is fully illuminating the moon.
So there is nowhere to hide.
There are no shadows. Everything is brought into the light. When this happens in your own sign, it represents the peak of your personal astrological year. It's a massive emotional release.
Just letting it all go.
Think of a balloon that has been filling up with air, holding all the stress, all the lessons, all the growth of the past 12 months. On May 31st, you finally let it go. It is a complete clearing out of anything that is not truly, authentically you.
That sounds incredibly freeing. So what are the actual tangible rewards of this day? Because the charts say May 30 and May 31st are the absolute best dates of the week. Let us list these out and celebrate them.
Let us do it.
First, you mentioned a massive emotional release. I imagine this means washing away all the sadness from the heady parts of the week.
Yes. Remember any loneliness or restriction you felt on Friday during that heavy Venus and Saturn square?
Oh yeah, the buzzkill day.
That feeling of being broke or wondering about the future of your relationship. It is completely washed away by the brilliant light of this full moon. You will feel a profound sense of lightness.
That is wonderful.
The charts also show a massive wave of self-love and romantic clarity. Because the full moon is illuminating your true identity, you become a magnet.
The magnet for what?
You will naturally start attracting the right people. People who love the real you, not the version of you that follows everyone else's rules or hides your wild side.
That is so beautiful. And it is not just about love and emotions, right? What about all that hard work we did on Tuesday, dodging the gossip and impressing the bosses? Does that pay off now?
Yes, the full moon brings a wonderful celebration of your recent hard work and dedication. You might receive actual praise from someone important.
Oh, that is always nice.
Or you might just step back, look at your own progress, and feel a deep, satisfying sense of pride that you survived the mousetraps.
Survived and thrived.
Exactly. And regarding your finances, remember how restricted you felt on Friday. By the time the full moon arrives on Sunday, The charts indicate you will have a clear and brilliant idea on how to increase your income moving forward.
Wow, so the block is gone.
The mental block is totally gone. Because you are seeing things clearly without the shadows, you see the path forward to financial freedom.
It feels exactly like waking up on a Sunday morning after a week-long dark storm. You open the windows and you finally breathe in the fresh air. The house is clean, the storm has passed, and you are finally ready to step into your true, authentic self.
That is the perfect way to describe the feeling.
And the charts also mention that this Sunday is the perfect time to rest fully and heal the body from the exhausting week.
Absolutely. The emotional release allows for deep physical healing. You do not have to fight the gossip anymore. You do not have to run on the treadmill to burn off anger. You can just be. Rest is highly productive under this full moon.
Okay, so as you step into this new, wild, authentic version of yourself this weekend, you need to know who to bring along for the ride and who to leave at home.
Very important.
Let us look at our final piece of the puzzle, your cosmic support team. We are looking at the best matches, the worst matches, and the lucky elements to watch out for. Let us start with the bad news first so we can end on a high note. Who is the absolute worst match for Sagittarius this week?
The charts are very clear on this. The absolute worst match for you this week, the person you need to avoid making big plans with, is Virgo.
Virgo. Okay, I know a few Virgos, and they are usually very helpful. Why is Virgo the villain in our story this week?
It all comes down to a clash of core motivations and elements. Sagittarius is a fire sign. As you approach this massive full moon in your sign, your entire being wants to break free from rules, expand your horizons, and explore the world.
You just want to fly.
You are feeling fiery, wild, and spontaneous.
No.
But remember earlier we talked about Monday, May 25, when the moon was in Virgo. Virgo is an earth sign. That energy is all about critical details, organization, practicality, and perfectionism.
So if I am understanding this right, Virgo is the friend who, when you say, hey, the weather is beautiful, let us just hop in the car and drive to the beach right now, they immediately ask if you checked the tire pressure.
Yes. Check the tire pressure, pack a first aid kit, and calculate the exact cost of gas for the trip.
Oh, man. Total buzzkill for a spontaneous road trip.
Exactly what they will do, and they will point out every single flaw in your grand, spontaneous plans. They genuinely mean well. They think they are helping by keeping you grounded and safe.
Right. They are just trying to care for you.
But to a Sagittarius craving freedom and authentic expression this week, Virgo's constant worrying and need for order will feel like a prison to your wild spirit.
It just drags you down.
They will quickly extinguish your fiery enthusiasm. You will find them incredibly boring and pessimistic, and frankly, they will see you as careless and foolish. The advice is to save yourself the headache. Avoid discussing your big weekend plans with any Virgos in your life right now.
Fair enough. Sorry, Virgos. We still love you, but this week the archer needs to fly free without a safety net.
Keep them out of the planning stages.
So if we are leaving our Virgo friends at home to organize their closets, who is sitting shotgun in the car with us? Who is our best match?
Your perfect partner in crime this week is Aries.
Aries, a fellow fire sign. Tell us why Aries is exactly what we need for this full moon weekend.
Aries shares your exact same fast-paced, fiery nature and boundless energy. They understand your need for freedom because they crave it too.
So they get it.
They totally get it. When the moon enters your sign on Saturday, May 30, and you feel that surge of excitement and desire for a spontaneous road trip, Aries will not ask about tire pressure.
What will they do?
Aries will just grab their sunglasses, run out the door, and say, let us go. They will never be intimidated by your big personality or your wild ideas. Instead, they will be your biggest cheerleader.
That sounds like an amazing, joyful dynamic. Just two fire signs taking on the world and chasing the horizon.
It is the best energy.
But wait, let me play devil's advocate here for a second. Is there a danger of the two of you just burning out or getting completely lost in the woods because neither of you planned anything? Two fire signs without any earth energy sounds like a recipe for a fun disaster.
That is a great point. And usually you would be right to worry about that. But there's a specific, unique reason why it works so perfectly right now.
Okay, what is the secret?
Currently, Saturn is located in the sign of Aries. We talked about Saturn earlier on Friday. Saturn is the planet of rules, boundaries, and discipline.
Oh, right. The strict teacher.
Because Saturn is currently providing an underlying influence for Aries, it gives them just enough structure to help you actually achieve the wild ideas you come up with together.
That is perfect.
They bring the fun and the fire, but they also have Just enough grounded energy right now to make sure the road trip actually happens and you do not run out of gas halfway there.
Yeah.
It is a highly energetic, joyful, and surprisingly productive match.
That is the ultimate dream team right there. The fun friend who also remembered to fill the gas tank.
Exactly.
Now, before we wrap up this incredible journey, I want to quickly drop the lucky numbers you need to watch out for this week. If you are a Sagittarius, keep your eyes peeled for the numbers 3, 12, 21, 30, 39, and 48.
Those are powerful numbers this week.
Whether you are picking dates, looking at times on the clock, or just notice these numbers popping up in your daily life, take it as a little wink from the universe that you are on the right path.
Little cosmic validation.
And as for the color to surround yourself with this week, it is purple. Purple is the color of royalty, wisdom, and spiritual power, which fits perfectly with you stepping into your authentic self. Try wearing it, or just keep an eye out for it when you need a boost of confidence.
Purple is absolutely perfect for the energy of this full moon. Think about how you make the color purple. It represents the blending of the fierce red of your fire sign and the calm blue of the peace you will finally find this weekend.
Red and blue make purple. That is brilliant.
It perfectly captures the balance you achieve by the end of the week.
I love that analysis. Blending the fire and the peace. Well, what an absolutely incredible week. Let us do a really quick recap of the journey we just took.
It has been quite the ride.
We start the week dodging tricky, shadowy workplace gossip and navigating a destined, surprising shift in our closest relationships. We have to fight the physical adrenaline urge to stress spend when the pressure gets high on Tuesday, and we have to survive the strict budget reality check from Saturn on Friday.
A lot of hurdles.
It takes a physical toll, so we have to sweat out the bad energy. But if we can do all of that, if we can do the heavy lifting, we arrive at the glorious, clear skies of the weekend. A full moon in Sagittarius that washes away the heavy stuff, brings romantic clarity, brilliant financial ideas, and allows us to finally just rest and be exactly who we are meant to be.
It is a week of intense hard work with an incredibly beautiful, life-changing payoff.
It really is. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today and listening to this episode on Horoscope TV.
Yes, thank you all.
We know your time is valuable, and we are so honored you chose to spend it here preparing for your big week and exploring these astrological charts with us. If you enjoyed this conversation, please suggest to subscribe so that you can get notified when the next episode is available. We want to be right here with you every step of your journey through the stars.
We will see you next time.
But before we let you go, I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on. The whole point of this week's struggles, the mousetraps, the budgets, the heavy talks, is to clear the path for the weekend. So I want you to ask yourself, when the dust finally settles this Sunday and the full moon is shining brightly with zero shadows and you are finally standing in your true, authentic self, what is the very first choice you will make that honors the real you?